Bang! What's up, everybody? It's your boy Zubaz, Jason, coming back from my office, so you know it's like an official statement. It's like when the president's sitting at his desk, but not breaking any crazy news today. I did just want to drop a quick message here to give a quick end of the year address and wish everybody happy holidays, happy Festivus, Christmas, whatever you might celebrate. But certainly we all celebrate New Year's. Even though New Year's is an arbitrary date, I do think it's an important day for self-reflection and to focus on what you're going to do next year to make yourself, your life, your family a little bit better, a little more secure, a little happier, whatever it might be. And so I would encourage everybody to put that into writing. It's a practice that I think is incredibly helpful. And I do it with both for myself and for any business that I'm running. And that includes the one I'm talking to you about, which is CSFBL. And, right before I started recording this, I looked back on the video that I made 3 months ago, because it was essentially quarter four as I think about it. And I made a couple promises in there. One, the big promise was that you'll enjoy the game more than you did previously. I essentially promised there, but then went on to definitely promise it in the podcast with Brian that we would come out with a live draft. And I can tell you that I feel that those promises were kept. Here we are 3 months later. We have a live draft. Brian did a great job building that, especially with all the things that the draft touches. I know there's been some sim issues that have gone with it, but you got to understand, and I think you do, because y'all have been very kind, but with legacy code like this over the years, that's touching everything from the low minor tool to the awards. Like it touches everything. So there definitely have been a couple of hiccups, but we have a live draft, the thing that has caused more great owners and commissioners to quit than anything. And so I'm very happy about that. And as far as the promise of enjoying the game more, I've done a lot of podcasts, and we've done some live streams, but I think the thing that's made it most enjoyable is the hard work done by Clone. Coming up with the idea of Tournament Champions, and then the team as a whole, Mac and G Sparks and Balmers and Luke and Rent and Elhue and all the people, and I'm sorry if I'm not saying your name, I'm doing it off the fly, but all the people that helped make those things successful, incredible. And then the one thing I didn't exactly plan on that happened in short order was Clone's decision to try to grow a Discord community, which I think has been really cool. It's been really helpful. It's helped a lot of people connect in ways that they didn't previously. And certainly we're going to grow that. And so looking at that, I don't know if everybody's having as much fun as they were before, but I'm looking at that right now as at least a promise kept broadly. I'm having more fun with the game than I've ever had before, certainly. And but the other thing that I alluded to in that first video is that I was also going to take some time and understand the field of play, understand the business a little bit better, try to grow my relationship with Brian and Smithias, and we definitely have done that. And anytime that you're running a organization, you definitely want to take some time before you start making too drastic of changes to understand what your field of view, what your tools are, what your gaps are, etc. And so I spent the last 3 months doing that as well, with the implied goal that going into 2022, I wanted to hit the gas. And when I say hit the gas, the biggest part of that is to drive new users. And to do that, you can't just do that first, though. That's one of those fools rush in type moments, because if we get new users, we got to keep them. So we got to focus on retention. So that's what we're working on right now. More of the things that is going to bring a new user in and foster an environment where they feel comfortable, they can learn, and they get in contact with the community early on, because the last thing we want to do is drive a bunch of new users and then lose them all just as quickly. We only get one shot with a lot of people, and so we want to make it count. Now, that also doesn't mean that we wait until everything's perfect. We don't have that luxury. We have to start amping it up. And so what you're going to see over the course of 2022, at least my hope, is that you're going to see a lot of the new user experience be front loaded in the front part of the year. That's incredibly important. And then adding people to the party. The most important thing that we can do now is, as we shift CSFBL from a game into a business, is we have to add some talent. A good example of that is what you experience with like some of the sim outages and some of those things. Is we have one person, Brian, that needs to manage this 24/7. And he needs to manage the proactive development of things like the live draft and future releases, but also the reactive, any small or large thing that comes up, as large as a sim outage or, God forbid, a rollback, the worst word in the CSFBL language, all the way down to simple messaging things and quirky things that might only be happening to a single person, a single league, whatever it might be. And that doesn't work. Right, we got to get more firepower in the development group, and so we officially kicked off our hunt for a lead developer, senior developer, whatever it eventually becomes called. But we want to get somebody with some talent that can work with the legacy code that we have, also that can fill in a multitude of places, both on proactive, reactive side, that can work hand in hand with both Brian on the proactive side and Clone on the reactive side. And that might mean that we hire 2 people. We might hire 6 people. I really don't give a shit. I'm going to hire whatever amount of people we need to get to make this happen, for me to fulfill that goal, that promise that I've made to myself of making this a rich, thriving atmosphere with a robust community of people that enjoy each other's company and have the game as a backdrop. That's the most important thing, and whatever that takes. Now, I will use this as an opportunity to segue and just say the same thing that I say every time. The game as it exists right now, in its current form, will remain free forever. I know I say it all the time. I just want to make sure I hammer that home, because I think I still occasionally hear people get worried about that, because in 2022, another thing that you're going to see is us starting to figure out how to monetize the game. And I think the best way to monetize the game is to increase its flexibility and its portability and its functionality when it comes to everything from the stats load to what we're able to do with players, what we're able to do with leagues, what owners are able to do with their individual teams, all of those things, to put more power in your hands as the owner / general manager of your teams, to be able to use them in a variety of ways, in a variety of league formats. And I won't go too deep with the promises there, because there is a lot of things that have to happen. And but that is the broad goal, is to increase the flexibility, increase the stats, and increase the opportunities to do fun things, unique leagues, maybe site-wide ladder leagues, maybe rival games, whatever it might be. but we have a lot to do there, and a lot of those things touch a lot of other things. There's a lot of work ahead. We got to add development talent. We have to add project management talent, somebody to keep us on track, because we're flush with ideas. There's a million ideas. There's 2 million ideas. What we really need to do is prioritize them, break them down into specific steps, and then drive towards those goals, and start running this from a real sprint type atmosphere that any technology company would use. So there's a lot to do there, and then my goal will be hopefully to add more firepower to the front side of things when it comes to community development, community management, customer service, and all of those things that really make all the trains run on time. So that's a big part of what you're going to see in 2020. Or those really are the three things, right? Like you're going to see the push for new users. You're going to see the expansion of the functionality of the game, the amount of stats, and the portability and usability and overall flexibility of the game, and the added talent. And so, just like anything, this will happen gradually, as you've seen it happen over the last 3 months. But now we're going to start really making bigger pushes towards those ends. And I hope you like where it's headed. I feel good about it, but my ears are always open. I know a lot of people have ideas on features of the game. I would direct those. I'm all ears, but I would direct those to Cologne solely because he's the one that's putting that list together, prioritizing it, and he's laying it out in a more detailed way so that we can prioritize it. But my ears are always open to anything. And a lot of you have hit me up on Discord, PM'd me, whatever it is, whatever makes you more comfortable. But if there's anything I need to know or you want me to know, please tell me, because in the role that I'm in now, the one advantage to that is I can affect change quickly. And so if there's change that needs to happen, I'm here to do it. And so I'll leave it there. But thank you all for your support. You've been patient a couple of times. I really appreciate that. And I think that's because you're giving me an opportunity to trust in me that I'm going to deliver what I'm saying I'm going to deliver. I feel like I've done that in the first quarter, and that will continue throughout 2022. I'm super excited about where we're headed. I get really excited because I can't get there fast enough, but there's so much goodness headed there, and you're going to be able to say you were on the ground floor when all these new users come and this community gets significantly bigger, because that's the only goal. And I'm just going to say this one other thing. Our success in some ways is guaranteed, because for any business to be successful, you got to have the 3 P's in dollars. You got to have a good product. We have a good product. It's caused people to stick around for 17 years. It's just about triaging, expanding, and growing that product. You gotta have good people, which we already have, but we're going to add more this year. You have to have good processes. We don't have many processes, but that is a focal point for the business. And then you have to have money. Well, by no means do I have an endless supply of money. I have enough to get us through our growth phase until this business can be self-sufficient. And so I don't see anything holding us back from the success that all of you deserve as owners and people that have been through tough times, but also the enjoyment of this game, the love of the community. And so I feel like we owe it to you to make sure that we deliver on these promises. I owe it to myself. This is the whole reason I've wanted to do this. I've said I've wanted to do it for 10 years, and now I got the chance, and I better not jack it up. And we owe it to all those new people that are about to come in, to give them a warm, sincere welcome and help them become those long-term users that all of us became. So with that, I'll leave it there. Any feedback from me, feel free to shoot it my way. Most importantly, Happy New Year. Write down, they don't have to be resolutions, but write something down about how you're going to make 2022 better than 2021. After all, that's the goal of life. So love you all. If there's anything I can do, please let me know. And until next time, I got to run home, even though I got to work for like 6 more hours, but I'm running home. See you.